Welcome to Meet the Musicians, powered in part by Classic of Denton. The views and opinions expressed by the show hosts and their guests are those of the show host and guests, and not necessarily those of the sponsors, DentonRadio.com, or the Denton Convention and Visitors Bureau. For more information, visit the Policies and Procedures page at DentonRadio.com. Thanks for being here, guys. We are sitting down with some guys who I've had the opportunity to get to know over the years, and am really excited to have them here in the studio. Remain.
Hello.
So,
howdy.
What's up?
Thanks for coming by, guys. We really appreciate having you guys on the first episode of Meet the Musicians.
Yes,
so
sir.
Thank you very much for being here. Before we get started, let's just get everybody's names, what you do in the band, all that good stuff, starting with you, sir.
Caleb Coonrod, play rhythm guitar, sing.
I'm Michael Rosser. I play this. I'm Perry. I don't sing, and I play drums.
Nice.
Perry does not sing.
Does not sing, unless it's behind the wheel of a car.
Or the shower.
I like it. Or the shower. Either way.
I've heard him.
Many stages. I like it. I like it. Well, guys, so you are you're a Denton-based band.
Mm-hmm.
You've been together now for, oh gosh, how many years?
4 going on 5 years.
Very
Yep.
cool.
2014 in August, first gig at the lab with you.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
Huh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was your first gig? I'd have never booked you.
First-
I thought that was.
yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
I didn't tell you. I told you we've been playing forever. We were
I love it.
established. Yeah.
Very, very cool, man. So for anybody wondering, and I know everybody hates this question, but if you had to pick a genre, what genre would you pick for the band?
Our manager has been calling us Heartland Rock.
Okay.
So we're kind of in a stage where we're redefining our sound a little bit. Not too heavy, not too, we're not a folk band. We're not,
Right.
it's not classic, but it's not, it's just, not to get, we're a rock and roll band, American
Yeah.
rock and roll,
Okay.
standard, the Heartland, the arena rock, the stuff
Death
like
metal.
that. Yeah.
Death metal.
This is more
Definitely
like,
not.
yeah, this is more like beige metal.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
So what? And Caleb, you were the founder of the band, correct?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So what drew you to rock and roll as far as any of the other genres out there? Because you're a pretty eclectic guy. You could play just
Yeah.
about anything. But what was it that made you go, you know what, rock? That's what I'm going to pursue.
I just kind of always pursued things that I could pull off, I'm not I'm not one of those guys that can play anything. I can kind of fake my way through certain different songs from,
Okay.
Ray Charles song here and there, or, something new, the Bee Gees or something, not that the Bee Gees are new, but, something newer,
Yeah.
Gaslight Anthem or something like that. But I tend to gravitate towards things as a singer, Sorry, guys, that I'm the lead singer of the band, but no.
It is unfortunate.
Yeah,
If you know the reference to the movie that he's talking about, please put it in the comments.
I guess a band kind of has to follow what the singer can pull off,
Okay.
So just the classic, the Springsteen, the Tom Petty, some of the newer guys, Gang of Youths, stuff like that, is things that I can play and sing and pull off. And then I love great songwriters, so that's what I've always been attracted to more than actually playing or learning how to be a great virtuoso on guitar. And I'm just kind of a straightforward singer, and but songwriting is something I've always dove into pretty deeply. So yeah.
Take it. Well, I want to hear from you guys, because in hearing that you guys are a rock band because it's what Caleb feels he can pull off, do you feel that he's holding you back? I'm kidding. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Trust me, I am.
No,
It's good.
I'm
You're
totally
glossing
kidding.
over that.
I'm totally kidding. No.
Gloss right over.
Me and Caleb have been good buddies for many, many years, so I'm probably going to razz him more than I would in any interview. But
I require it. Come on with it.
so how did you guys all meet? I mean, forming a band is a hard thing to do, especially be together as long as you guys have.
It is.
So what connected you guys? I'm sure there's a million different ways that you could have open mics or this or that, but where did you guys connect together?
Musicians Hub with Jeremy Sawyer.
Okay.
And Willie. I have, since I started the band, I actually started versions of the band in 2009.
Okay.
But nothing solid until 2014. And I've had auditioned, rehearsed with, jammed with, tried out, been in a band with, over 100 different people just trying to find it. And a lot of people have different names when they have a different band. Like, we're the Bone Rattlers, or we're the whatever.
Name.
And I just kind of kept the Remain. But Perry and I was trying out a drummer, and I came out of Musicians Hub one day, and I was like, Jeremy, do you know anyone? Because I need a drum. I got to start with a solid drummer. It's like, man, have you tried that? There's a tall kid that comes in here all the time that freaking rocks, man. Try him out. And yeah, Jeremy, he hooked us up. So me and Perry started kind of as a duo, and then added from there.
Very cool.
And then Mike I met at Audacity Brewhouse. He was coming to open mic that I was hosting, and
I was broke, and Caleb bought me beers. So
yeah.
I'll show up, I guess.
Yeah.
I like it.
But Mike, he hadn't played bass in a band before this, and
I hadn't picked up a bass.
Yeah,
you made me
really.
pick up a bass.
You tell him. Yeah, I don't.
You made me pick up. I didn't want to.
Yeah.
You're like, hey man,
give us the story.
He's like, I bet you could play bass, huh? I was like, yeah, maybe.
Because Bo Autry was playing bass for us, and he's like, I'm moving to North Carolina, and he's like, this will be my last gig, and it was a couple months ahead of time, and I told Mike, I said, our bassist is moving away. Can you play bass? He was like, I guess. And I mean, I was just like, well, let's just jam, because I've always been big on, I want us to be good, but to me, it's more important if you're the right person, the right musician, than just being a virtuoso, someone who's great. I mean, you'll probably be able to hear it, but now it's But yeah, Mike's, he's a good guy. He's cool. He's easy to get along with, and he's got a good ear, and he knows music, and yeah.
If it helps clarify, I've been playing for guitar for a little while.
Yeah, he had played something beforehand. Yeah.
It wasn't just like, hey man, I got this first act from Walmart.
Yeah.
Let's kill it. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well, and I feel you guys are I'm hearing a lot of humility between I played rock and roll because it was what I could pull off, and I met these guys. You guys are a really stellar freaking band. That's really, really talented.
Yeah, we're running on fumes now. We're looking for a new guitarist. Unfortunately, our guitarist Chris, he found himself in a spot where he kind of in life he didn't need to be in a band anymore. But yeah, we're three-piecing it, building the new album, and
very cool.
We got several possibilities. We're going to add a keyboard player as well. So
really,
yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
I
sir.
dig it. And horns and mandolin.
Yeah, and trying.
We're going to be a ska band pretty soon.
Yeah.
With a little bit of hip-hop.
I love it.
You're going to have to fit 20 people in this place.
I dig it.
Well, epic.
I've always felt like you guys have – I mean, you're solid rock and roll in that you've got some heavy stuff that can, rattle somebody if that's what they're looking for. But you've got a lot of great instrumentation and vocals and a lot of dynamics in what you guys are doing in that – I've liked to see you guys on bills with some heavier bands and then tell people go see Remain, and if you're not into heavy stuff, they'll pull you in on the instrumentation and the lyrics and all that kind of stuff and sort of almost introduce you to this other form of music if you feel like you don't like it.
We are the doorkeepers.
Yeah, there you go, the doorkeepers. Yeah. That's another band name.
Hi. That's number 2. Write it down.
So you've got a new project that you're working on, and you're working on some Kickstarter stuff right now. We've actually got a video clip that we're going to play here for folks.
Hey guys, I hope everyone's well out there. I am in my closet. This is where most of the songs for our upcoming album have been, are being, and will be written. You may remember last year, our single Millennial Nation was picked up by Bongo Boy Records. Shortly thereafter, I concocted the idea of writing an entire album around what a millennial nation is, what that idea looks like, and what it means to exist in that place in this time. In the upcoming weeks, what we're going to be doing is launching a Kickstarter campaign to aid in funding the remainder of the album. A campaign that allows fans to be involved by simply pre-ordering a product or a service to help us create a product or a service that we will in return send to you. We will let you know when the campaign kicks off. In the meantime, just remember that Remain loves you. We appreciate you. We'll holler at you. Peace. We appreciate you. We'll holler at you. Peace.
Okay, so I want to go into the Kickstarter and I want to go into all of that stuff. But first, I want to ask, what's the story behind doing that video in a closet?
One of those things that just happened because out of necessity again, because I live in an apartment, and anytime I turn, like playing electric guitar, anytime I turn it up, as you know, you've been over, turn it up past 2, the guy next door starts banging on the wall, and so I was like, well, I'm just gonna go stick it in the closet beneath the clothes, turn it up a little louder where I can actually hear a decent tone.
Yeah.
And then I got to where I would I had a routine. As soon as I got home every day from work, I would go in there, and for at least an hour, I would just run through the songs I had, and then I started writing, more songs for the album, and I've got all 10 kind of finished. But it was like a place where I could kind of turn up a little, and just not have a disturbance, and it's kind of on the edge of the building, and so I can sing in there pretty loud and not just be, I don't know, and I can kind of shut everything out, leave the cell phone outside, and actually just work on something.
I like that.
So.
I saw the video and I was thinking, why is Caleb doing this in a closet? But it makes sense.
Yeah.
Because with all the extra clothes, you can deaden the sound and all
Right,
this stuff.
yeah.
It makes sense. Okay.
It's just where he spends most of his time.
I understand. I understand. It's just killing time in
let
there.
the jokes come on from
No, I mean, but it's cool.
Yeah,
That's
I don't.
cool.
If I had a
Still
house, it
has
would
to
be
come out of
different.
it.
You'd have a music room or something, but you got a little music room. You got your own office there.
Exactly.
It's actually kind of smart.
Yeah.
If you think you've got all that cloth and all that padding
Well, what can I say?
To do our dark
Genius
metal.
comes in many forms. Yeah, beige metal.
Well, very cool. Okay, so we've been talking a little bit. We've talking a lot with Caleb, but I want to hear from you guys. Give me your background a little bit. What got you into music? All that good stuff. And we'll start with you, and we'll go to Perry.
Oh my! Well, I guess choir at my mom got me in choir at 6, and then guitar lessons at 8, and piano lessons at 10, and a little bit of drums, and a little bit more choir, and then some different choirs, and then some solo stuff, and just. I don't know, I was doing it for probably 10 years under my parents, and then once I figured out that it was easier to play a song and a girl talk to you than have to flirt, it's I'm just going to write these from now on, and then I met him. I did all the open mics around Denton for, a long time.
And Mike's been in bands, other great, he's also the singer of Flintlock Gypsy, and he was in the Sunsets, correct?
The Sunsets, and a few before that, and I'm sure there'll be some others as well. I've been producing and recording some other bands in my own, and
very cool.
Just kind of involved in it in such a long time that when Caleb told me, I was just like, yeah.
Very cool.
Plus, we practice at Mike's house. So.
There you go.
It's kind of guilty now. If I quit the band, they're not going to have a place to practice.
Yeah, he would have quit years ago, but
now
he
I'm just
want to put us out
guilted
on the
into this.
street.
Yeah, it's like putting a little kitty out on the side of the road.
Yep,
it doesn't work out very well.
I love that. I love it. Perry?
So I come from a pretty musical family,
okay.
And when I was a kid, my mom told me that she wanted me to learn an instrument. She didn't care what instrument; she just wanted me to learn something. Of course, I didn't want to.
Little did she know.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I'll play drums, because I was like, there's no way she'll want me to actually play drums.
Yeah.
And about a month later, she found this local high school kid who was doing drum lessons, and I just picked it up from there. Turns out I loved it. Played in some church bands when I was in high school, and then when I came up to UNT, it was just always my goal to get in a rock and roll band.
Yeah.
Something that I could actually maybe be successful with.
Yeah.
Maybe make some money at, and maybe eventually support myself with.
Yeah.
And that's when I started going over to Musicians Hub to practice, and always talking to Jeremy, saying man, you got to find me a band. And I guess that was around the time where Caleb was like, man, you got to find me a drummer. So it just worked out really well.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Very cool, man. Very, very cool. It's good to hear. And did your parents expect that you were going to pick drums of all things? Or
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure my mom really wanted me to do piano. I think she was pushing, if I remember correctly, piano and violin. And I was not about that.
Gotcha.
So
I love it. Well, very, very cool.
So I'm the only idiot that hasn't had any lessons, really. But I've had vocal lessons because I had a surgery that I had to kind of rehab from. But yeah, better musicians than me, really. So they know what
Stayed
they're
too
doing.
long in that closet, man.
I know.
It's that black mold.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about Millennial Nation, what you're working on now, because you've got some other projects that have already been out there, some other records and recordings people can find.
Yep.
But Millennial Nation's the new one you're working on, and you're working on it through Kickstarter. So anybody not familiar with Kickstarter, give them the rundown on Kickstarter, and then give them the rundown on this project.
Yeah, Kickstarter is just a platform where it's a crowdfunding platform, and we've set it up like most people do, where you have different rewards at different levels. Say if you donate $5, you get a couple of Remain stickers, exclusive stickers, and if you donate, $15, I will personally email you the album, a free download of the entire album. Or, and we've got it up like $30, you get a custom Remain flash drive. Up to $75, you get the album and a signed CD and a T-shirt. And then like $200, you can get, the album, a download, a T-shirt, some stickers, and like a mention in the album credits of our new. And then like $500, if anyone wants to do that, you can get all of everything, all of the above. Plus, we'll come play an acoustic house show where we'll just play the album through.
Dig it.
At your place, at your leisure. You choose the time, invite who you want. And that's just what Kickstarter is. You kind of pre-order a product or a service. Basically, you buy the album, and if you want to add a little more, get a few extra things like some gear or whatever, then you give that, and we use that money that you send us to help create what we are going to send you in return.
Love it.
And
for $100,000, we'll just give you all of our
for
equipment.
$100,000, you get to
join the band.
Yeah, you get to own Michael for a week. For
Whoa. Is that what we just signed?
Dig it.
And
Very
then
cool.
the album Millennial Nation is just kind of a concept. We had a single, Millennial Nation, and I kind of had, like I said in the video, idea of just writing a concept around that mantra, so to speak. And a 10-song album. We have 3 of the songs completed and paid for. They're done, and we've got 7 more. We've got most of them learned. Just got to finish up some lyrics and some arrangements.
Gotcha.
And we're going to go back into real-time audio and get rolling.
I love it. Well, and you're I think, an incredible writer. All of you guys have contributed great stuff on all the projects you guys have put out. And I'm really, really impressed with what you guys have created. Give us a little taste. I mean, what's some of the, if it's not too premature to ask, but, Millennial Nation, being a millennial, what does that mean? All that kind of stuff. Give us a little rundown on some of the perspectives you're looking at in this album.
Well,
if you can, or if we're not giving away too much too soon.
There's no big secret or anything, but it's
That's the secret.
Hush. Yeah. There's no, I'm not the spokesperson for how to live your life or exist today.
Sure.
But it means something different to everyone. We've all got our own story, and unwritten futures, etc. But it just kind of means, as generations go, we're all going somewhere. We're all going to end up somewhere. We're all a product of past generations, what happened in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, up to 2000s and now. And, it's just kind of a look into, as John Lennon said, reporting on the state we're in, I guess. Kind of, there are no answers. It's, kind of a series of questions. And another great quote I heard someone say, I can't remember, they say a good writer's job, if you're in a good rock band, your job is to witness what's going on and then go testify. So that's kind of, it's kind of what it's my singular take and, our take on just living, in our age and moving forward and going somewhere, and where that is, we don't know yet, but we've got to be mindful of that now, I think. But what do I know? So
I like it. Well, it sounds like a very interesting concept and a very interesting album that I'm looking very much forward to hearing. And like you said, you've already got the single out there, correct?
Yeah, it's been out for a while, and it was picked up by Bongo Boy Records through our manager, Robert Speed Productions. Cool. And it was doing well, and it got included on a compilation album. So the single's out, and you can, iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify, etc.
Cool.
But yeah. And
Dig
we
it.
got the others on the way.
Awesome. Well, we're about to get a performance from you guys. So don't go anywhere, y'all. If you're listening on Denton Radio, just wait where you are. If you're watching the video, this video is going to stop, and we'll pick up another video here in just a second. So stay tuned on whatever social network you're on. But before we do, any plugs? Where can they find more music, website, social, all that good stuff? Give us the rundown.
Yeah, we are everywhere at Remain Rocks. Our website is remainrocks.com, and you can find everything you need to find about us there. Links to all social media, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, etc. So
Perfect.
yeah.
Perfect.
And
perfect,
all
perfect.
booking inquiries through our manager, Robert Speed, at Robert Speed Productions. Also through our website, you can find that. So
Love it.
Yep.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Well, guys, thank you very much for coming into the studio. We really appreciate
Thank you,
it.
bro.
Absolutely.
Like I said, we're going to break down and then we're going to get into a performance with you guys. So y'all stick around.
Cool.
It's going to be a good time. Again, we are with Remain here at DentonRadio.com. Thanks again for coming in, fellas. We
Thank you,
appreciate it.
brother.
Take us out, Mr. Producer.
Well, thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the show. We want to thank our partners and sponsors who made this show possible. And now stick around for a word from all of us here at Discover Denton.